It's Matthew here, and welcome to this video on how to save over $200,000 on your home loan. By now I hope you've had a chance to go through the report that I sent you, which has some really cool ways and ideas on how to source and analyse the lowest cost home loan. This video is going to be following on from that, and I'm going to be making the assumption that you've either found that lowest cost home loan or you've engaged someone to help do that for you. And I'd really like to show you some ways to just save a lot of that interest expense that's associated with a home loan. Now, the example I'm going to be using today is a home loan of $400,000 at an interest rate of 7%. And I realise for a lot of you out there that when you're viewing this, the interest rate may be 4, 5, 6%, or it may be 8 or 9%. But it's the mechanics, and if you can just get the idea of how it works, then everything will be great. Okay, so let's get straight into it. So what I'd like to go through now is just some of the mechanics of what a repayment for your home loan is actually, how it actually works. So in this example of $400,000 at 7%, the monthly repayment on that would be $2,661 per month, and that's every month. What the really shocking part is just how that's made up of. So of the $2,661, $2,333, that's just interest. That's profit straight to the bank. That's not coming off your home loan, that's just going into making the billions and billions of dollars profit that we see the banks make every year. So the remaining part, the $328, that's all that you're paying off your home loan. And when we look at that, as a percentage, that's 87.6% of your mortgage repayment is all that's coming off your home loan. That is just a staggering amount. And when I go through this with my clients, a lot of them are they're just astounded at how much of their repayment every month is going straight to the bank and how little is coming off their home loan. It's just crazy. It really is. And it's just no wonder it takes 30 years to pay off a home loan. So if you're watching this video, by now you should be absolutely astounded at just how much you're paying back to the banks in profit every year. And to illustrate this, I'd like to draw a graph, because a lot of people like a visual representation of how it is, like myself. So just bear with me. So we've got 0 and 30 years, and that's your loan. So the way your home loan balance goes over the 30 years, it goes something like this. And let's say that's 10, that's 20 years. Okay, so after 10 years, you would have paid off $56,751 off your home loan. So you're paying $2,661 per month, every month, and after 10 years, you've only paid off $56,751. Now, conversely to that, in interest, you've paid $326,433. Again, this amount is just absolutely astounding, just how much that we're paying back to the banks every year. So you can see all of this, that's interest that you're paying back to the bank, and only that part there is how much you're actually paying off your home loan. And this is the reason why over the life of your loan, you're paying back over $950,000 on a $400,000 mortgage. So that's about 125%, 120%. is going straight back to the banks every year. Now there's two more things I'd like to run through in today's video before we move on to loan structuring and some really cool ways where we can save a lot of money, which is in tomorrow's video. So right now I'd like to talk about monthly versus fortnightly or even weekly repayments and just the tricks the banks have introduced on how to make it so it just doesn't work the way it used to work in the old days, and you'll see. So again, on a $400,000 mortgage at 7%, the repayment would be $2,661 per month. The fortnightly repayment is $1,228. Now, as you can see, the fortnightly repayment is not half of the monthly repayment, as you would think. And the reason for this is the way the banks have organised it was, in the old days they used to halve the monthly repayment, but they realised that if you halve the monthly repayment, you end up paying 26 payments a year for your fortnightly repayment, so you're making an extra repayment, therefore you're going to be paying down your home sooner. So what they've done is they've taken your monthly repayment they've times it by 12 to give a yearly figure, and then they've divided that by 26, so you're still paying the same amount over 30 years. You're still paying over $950,000 back to the banks. And this is where their huge profits are coming from. So in this last part of the video, I just want to run through exactly what an offset account is and just how exactly that works. Now, I realise a lot of you watching this would already know what an offset account is and how it works, and possibly even have one and are using one right now. But I just want to start this off at a base and build on it so we're all at the same point. And yeah. So let's assume that this is your home loan and this here is your offset. Now, an offset account is essentially the same as a savings account, except instead of paying interest to you on whatever money you've got in there, it's linked to your home loan, and therefore instead of paying interest, you're saving interest. So if you've got $20,000 in your offset account, then instead of paying it when they calculate the interest, which is calculated daily, instead of paying that is $400,000 would be $380,000. And that's all that your interest is calculated on. So as you can see, every dollar you have in here makes it better there. Now, so that's basically how it works. So banks have been pushing offset accounts for a long, long time, and they can be really, really powerful. But what they've done is they've told everyone to put their wages straight in and then have all their bills coming out. And what this means is essentially people have got all this money coming in and all this money going out, and what I've found with my clients is they just lose track of what's going on. And after a few years, instead of building up the offset account, they end up with nothing in there because they just can't keep track of what's going on. And the banks love it, they really do, because what it means is instead of reducing your home loan, it's still being calculated on the $400,000. So they're making more money, and essentially you're going nowhere. They just love it. They really do. So I'd like to thank you for watching this video. And tomorrow I'm going to go into a lot more of the loan structuring side of things and just how we can get the offset account to work properly like it used to in the old days. and how we can save a lot of the interest expense. So once again, thank you for watching this video, and we'll see you tomorrow.